Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Weeknight Hero. As always, I'm your GM, Evan. With Doctor Strange, Moon Knight, and Miss Marvel right around the corner, I thought I'd get ahead and put out a video about everyone's favorite caped crusader. No, I'm not talking about Batman. I'm talking about Moon Knight. I know Moon Knight's one of those lesser-known heroes, but I'm hoping that he gets that MCU treatment that really shows people the heart of the character and why he's so interesting. Now, the whole thing's not out yet, but I'm definitely picking up some 2016 Smallwood and Lemire vibes off of the Moon Knight trailers. I'm going to give us a version of Moon Knight that is not just a guy with 3 different disguises. The one that's not just the Fist of Khonshu throwing mystic onks at people. I'm going to give us a power level 10, maybe magic, maybe it's mundane, maybe it's all in my head Moon Knight that most people recognize. Now let's get started with Moon Knight's abilities. Now with the kind of threats that this Moon Knight is facing. Now this Moon Knight's operating at that low-level superhuman category that a lot of our street-level heroes are in the modern day. Now there's a couple of big standouts. Mostly his strength, which combined with the lunar strength goes up to 9 to really deal damage. With that agility score of 7, he's operating at an Olympic level range. And with the fighting score of 8, he's a master of several different types of combat. Remember, we're still looking at it from a street level perspective. The people that Moon Knight might be fighting could be avatars of Set. They could also be just normal people that he's kicking the shit out of. So that fine distinction is what kind of leaves us in this vague area where maybe he's fighting people, maybe he's fighting enhanced humans powered by gods. Who's to say? But with these skills, it really shows where the character operates. Can knives and bullets hurt him? Absolutely. Does he need to avoid and defend himself in combat and act smartly, unlike characters with a healing factor or super durability? Of course. So with these high ability scores, he has a firm baseline to perform numerous tricks and talents. And this is reflected in his saves. Now, those active defenses, that parry and dodge, have to be high. We're talking incredibly high. He needs to be dodging gunfire. He needs to be dodging sword attacks. Because if they were to hit him, there's a good chance they're going to knock him out. He's just a normal guy, maybe. Who's to say? You'll see that his passive defenses are a little bit on the lower side, other than the toughness. You need to have a good toughness save. And being just a normal guy doing superhero work, maybe. Which brings me into skills. Where would a crime fighter be without having high skill benchmarks? Now, he focuses in a couple of key areas. That acrobatics, I say it time and time again, is one of the critical stats when you're playing these types of characters. If you're going to be leaping from buildings, if you're going to be flying with a cape, if you're going to be avoiding and evading attacks, you need that acrobatics skill. Because much like these other characters, he's using that acrobatics to fuel that redirect and that agile feint. My favorite combination. He's defeating these guys using their own momentum, and he needs to think smarter because he's mostly human. Mostly. Alongside that, we have a prodigious investigation skill. I mean, someone's got to solve these cases somehow. He needs to be able to put together facts, and he needs to be able to put them together quickly. And with it, he makes great use of that contacts and well-informed advantages to really get out there and find people. And finally, that stealth is way up there. Definitely ninja level. Because what would dudes like this be without the ability to disappear into the night, avoid detection, avoid getting in a fight entirely, or sneak attack the unsuspecting? That's one of Moon Knight's favorite tricks. Finally, we go into advantages. Like I always say with these street level characters, advantages are where they shine, and he has them like crazy. So we'll break them down to the key points. Now, as a character, Moon Knight operates far differently than a Daredevil or an Iron Fist or even a Spider-Man. Because while they demonstrate a high level of finesse and movement and poise and reflexes. Moon Knight has that, but he also has incredibly powerful blows. This area is a little less refined and is a little more focused on that kind of down and dirty aspect to it. He makes great use of a power attack, great use of an all-out attack, because he is kicking. And that's where we get into that Savate and Muay Thai background. He's got kicks like Chun-Li. He's got kicks like Sanji. So if you're going to be playing Moon Knight, or a character like Moon Knight, I better see you roundhouse kicking people to the face. Next, we move into powers. And like I always say with these crime fighter street level characters, their powers are incredibly minimal. They're mostly showing it through their skill and training. But Moon Knight does have a couple of really interesting powers. Of course, he has that speed in order to move around the battlefield a little more quickly. But he also has the telepathic resistance. You know, having a mind that is addled with delusions, hallucinations, as a baseline makes it incredibly difficult for mental intrusions to work. So he has that resistance that almost entirely negates mental powers and certainly halves their effectiveness. Next part that I wanted to note is that lunar strength, and that's just a general boost to strength. With the phases of the moon, the dude can get a lot stronger than he normally is. So while he normally uses that power attack combined with his very good strength, under that full moon, he doesn't need to be doing power attacks anymore. He's just that strong. So he does have a bit of a phase kind of a stance system to him, but that lunar strength just provides that extra oomph to really be knocking some skulls together. And along with that, we have his equipment. Now, the dude is strapped. He has crescent darts to attack from a distance. He has the truncheon to knock people around. He's able to split the truncheon into like a grappling and kind of throwing device with a 3-section staff and really incorporate a lot more holds and long-range attacks into his repertoire. All of these things, along with his cape and armor, are there to bolster the core tenets of what makes Moon Knight Moon Knight. And what makes Moon Knight Moon Knight? Here's how you do it. You're going to drop in. Make use of that intimidation to demoralize your opponents. Maybe he even gets a bonus by knocking a dude out with his entrance. So he can take a minion group and cut them in half by scaring off a couple of people or generally lowering their effectiveness. Next, he goes in with that takedown, that agile feint and redirect, and he can thin their numbers quick. What you want to see with this kind of guy is for him to go on defense or use that agile feint to trick people and just start knocking them down one by one. But that encapsulates Moon Knight. I can't wait to see this one. I love street level heroes and I love Oscar Isaac, so I really want to see what he does with the character. Let me know what you guys think. Like, comment, and subscribe. You guys already know what to do. Spread the word about the YouTube channel, the Twitter, the podcast. Keep sharing the videos and let's get that name out there. As always, I'm your GM Evan, and see you guys later.